Hello and welcome to a special edition of the Headless Hammerhead Guide to Comics and More. Today we're going to be doing a sample combat for Lancer RPG. In case you've been wondering what this game is all about and how it all works, we're going to be doing a combat between 8 mechs, 4 good guys and 4 bad guys, and we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to get right to it. First, we're going to introduce the good guys. This is Hiram Abiff, call sign Boaz, and his mech Warden. Then we have Moses 7, call sign M7, and his mech Nereus' Ark. Next we have Bruno Petrovsky, call sign Bulldog, and his mech Titanfall. Finally, we have Mark Johnson, and his call sign is Wallaby, and his mech is Waltzing Matilda. So we're going to begin the combat. The good guys working for the Union respond to a distress signal at a construction site. They've been attacked by 4 renegade mechs, and now they have responded and will be attacking. First, they're up against an archer, a formidable controller type mech that has serious systems that could take their opponents down very quickly. Then we have an assault, which is a striker type mech. These are very deadly in hand-to-hand combat and even in range combat. And finally we have an assassin, which is also a striker, and this one moves quickly and jumps around, taking down their opponents with strong hits that could knock them back or prone. Here are the selected positions for the good guys: Warden, Nereus' Ark, Titanfall, Waltzing Matilda. So first up, we're going to have Hiram Abiff initiate combat as he moves up a little bit closer to his opponents so that he can be within range. He's going to drop a smoke mine that will sit there until it's triggered by one of his allies, and they will then gain cover, partial cover, while in this smoke field. Then he's going to launch a frag grenade at the bad guys. He can launch it there because of the full cover, but he'll launch it at this guy, and he rolls. He does get a bonus with his core system, and he's able to land a hit, dealing 6 damage. This archer has 16 health, loses 6, he's down to 10. Now it's this archer's turn to move, and he just inches closer, and he uses his suppress action as he shoots non-stop at his opponents so that he can also provide covering fire for his allies. He'll get a free attack on anybody who attacks his ally. Now we have Nereus' Ark. He moves in and steps on the smoke mine, triggering it. He also deploys a Pattern 8 Jericho deployable cover, which provides him partial cover in that area, and a turret drone that allows him to make an attack, a free attack against anybody who is hit by one of his allies. This is once per turn. So he deploys these and moves over behind Warden just to make sure that he gets partial cover from his ally. So we're going to place some tokens here for the deployable cover and for the turret drone. And we also have still the gray area, which is the smoke from the smoke mine. Now the next archer goes, and he decides that he's going to fire at the good guys. He misses, so he's unable to make the attack, giving them the opportunity to Titanfall to come in and move a little bit closer, keeping behind this cover of these rocks. He's going to fire a frag grenade, which has a nice range and also a blast radius. So he's going to land it here between these two guys. Even though one of them's fully covered, he can land that grenade in an area where that hostile will not benefit from the cover. So he launches his frag grenade and deals his damage to both of these guys, bringing them each down 1 to 9 and 1 to 14. Now Nereus' Ark is going to take advantage of his turret drone, and he's going to fire his turret at the bad guys getting a free hit of 3 damage, bringing that guy down to 6. So already they've got the edge, the upper hand on the bad guys here. Next up, we're going to have the assassin move in, and he moves in a little bit closer, and he's going to fire. He's going to use his assassin's mark on Titanfall, and then he's going to use his ranged weapon as well, landing a hit. But he normally would do a knockback, but Titanfall has stable structure, which has kept him from falling backwards. So he takes a hit and it's down to 4 HP. Next up, Waltzing Matilda moves up into the cloud coverage, and he makes his attack with his Nexus Hunter Killer rifle, firing and landing a nice hit, dealing his damage of 5, leaving that guy at 10, leaving the assassin with 10 hit points. He's also going to deploy a cover, and he's going to fire his weapon using one of his special systems, which is an ammo case with a thumper round, and that is going to do explosive damage and gain a knockback against the bad guy if he lands the hit. So we're going to roll now, and he just barely hits with a 12, and he deals his 3 damage to the assault drone or assault mech, bringing him to 12. Next up, we have the assault mech. He moves in, and he fires a range attack with his heavy assault rifle. With a 15 roll, he lands the hit and deals max damage. Now, normally the bad guys deal a set amount of damage. I made a mistake here and rolled, but regardless, it brings him down. And now with the second attack, it actually takes him below 0 hit points down to -2, which means he takes 1 structure damage, leaving him with 3 structure damage left, and takes him down 2 hit points off his second round of hit points. Now, taking structure damage, he'll have to roll on the chart to see what happens. In this case, he's going to roll a 1, which is really bad. It's a direct hit. Now he still has 3 structure damage, so he will be stunned until the end of his next turn. So now we're going to mark him as stunned, so he can't take any actions. Next up, we have another archer. He's going to move a little bit closer and take advantage of the stunned mech Titanfall, and he rolls, and it is a hit, bringing him down from 12 to 7 hit points. Now Nereus' arc moves back into the cloud coverage and uses his flex mount, and he fires and misses. Now, it being the end of Nereus' arc's turn, the cloud coverage will go away. Next up, we have the archer, the other archer, who moves in a little bit closer and also takes advantage of the stunned Titanfall using his machine gun, and he lands a critical hit. Normally bad guys don't gain advantage from a critical hit, but I'm dealing max damage +2, and now he takes another structure damage. He rolls a 3, and from that he rolls another die 6. This time he has to choose a system to get rid of, as his mech takes system trauma from that machine gun blast. So he's gonna pick the type 3 projected shield, not his stable structure or his comp gun. He'll be needing those, so he gets rid of his type 3 projected shield because his allies have those anyway. So now he is down to 14 with 2 structure, and we have Waltzing Matilda moving in, firing his Nexus Hunter Killer, and he rolls a 9, missing. So he moves back behind his cover, and up next we have the assassin. He's gonna do his leap to kick. He does his leap, which knocks his opponent prone, which in this case will be Warden, and he lands the hit, and he does his second attack with his heated blade, which does extra damage on someone who is knocked prone. So he jumps over, kicks down Warden, and hits him with his heated blade, dealing double damage. So now he's prone, and Titanfall is stunned. Now it's Warden's turn, but he's prone, so he's going to use his turn to get up. And next up is Titanfall. Titanfall moves in against this archer, and he has a CompCon class unit, which is an AI, or an NHP as they're known, non-human person. So he is going to activate that so that the mech runs on its own to attack this archer, and he ejects from his mech so that he, as a human pilot, can jockey, which means he ejects and lands on these rocks, and then he's going to crawl over to the opponent mech and try to open their cockpit and take them out. A risky move, but it could prove to be a game changer. So next up, we have the assault mech, who's going to use his underslung grenade launcher. It's an arcing weapon, which is great because he'll be able to go over these covers. And he fires and misses. So he moves in. He's going to go melee. Next, we have Warden goes again, and he's going to disengage from the assassin and move over next to Nereus' arc and his cover. Then the next archer goes. He fires. Well, he moves first, gets a little bit closer so that he can get a line of sight, and uses his light machine gun again against Warden. Lands a hit, and that'll do it. Warden takes structure damage. He loses a system by rolling a 4. He is blown. One of his systems is blown, so we're going to roll to see what he loses. He rolls a 3, which means he loses an entire mount of weapons. Boom! It is blown off of him, and he is going to lose his flex mount, which has a pistol and a tactical knife. Unfortunately, he can't use these anymore as they have been blown to bits. Next up, we have the Titanfall. He's going to go again, and he's going to the AI, the NHP, is going to use a tactical melee weapon against the archer that stands in front of him. He lands a critical hit. So he gets to roll twice and pick the higher dice. In this case, it's the 4. So he gets to deal 4 damage against his opponent, the archer, bringing him down to 2 HP. So the pilot himself, Bruno, he's going to jockey, which means he's going to climb the mech, and he opens the cockpit and takes out the pilot of that archer mech. So it is gone. Now we have the assassin back up, and he is going to move back again to re-engage. First, he's going to use his cloud projector to give himself a little advantage in this area over here. Similar to what the good guys used at the very beginning, he's going to create a cloud for himself so that he gets an advantage against his opponents. And then he's going to move in. Right next to the turret drone, and use his heated blade against Waltzing Matilda. And he gets a critical hit. Alright, so he's going to deal extra damage. This time he deals 7, bringing Waltzing Matilda down to 5 hit points. Now Waltzing Matilda is going to respond. He's going to use his blade, and he deals 5 damage. Slicing the assassin, bringing him down to 6 hit points. The assassin is still going crazy. Relentless attacks. So Nereus' arc is going to take advantage of that landed hit and use his turret drone that the assassin is standing on top of, and he's going to fire the turret drone, dealing a free 3 damage, bringing down the assassin to 3 HP left. Next up, we're going to have the assault mech. He's going to attack Nereus' arc using his knife. And that was almost a critical hit, but instead it misses completely. Now Nereus' arc is going to retaliate. He's going to use his heavy machine gun, even though he is in close range and will receive a disadvantage, which is called the difficulty dice. He will still be able to land a hit and take out the assault mech. Next up, we have the archer again. He moves in closer to get a good line of sight against Warden and uses his light machine gun, firing it right at Warden, who is already weakened, and he lands a critical hit, dealing 7 damage, bringing Warden down to 6. Now Warden already has some structure damage. He's lost a weapon system mount, so he might be in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to move in and retaliate using his tactical knife. He swings at the archer and lands a nice solid hit, dealing, it's a dice 3, so that's 2 damage plus 1 is 3 damage total against the archer, bringing him down to 8 hit points. Next up, the assassin is going to move again. He's relentless. He moves in, and this time he's going to make his hit with a heated blade, which is deadly. And he misses. He gets a 4. And these guys luck out. Now Waltzing Matilda is going to take his turn, swinging his blade at the assassin, his charged blade, which deals 1 dice 3 plus 3. And he misses. Bad rolls here. He got a 4 and swing didn't miss. So now Titanfall is going to go. Bruno Petrovsky is going to jump back into his mech and reactivate, and he's going to move a little bit closer. And I made a mistake here. He's used his full action to reactivate his mech, to power up his mech. He should not have gotten a hit here, but we land a critical hit, so he rolls 2 dice 6, picks the highest one, getting a 6. And that takes out the assassin. With 1 bad guy left, but Warden in trouble, Warden is going to act. And he will be using his tactical knife, his other tactical knife, not the one he lost. And he lands a hit with a 20. It's a critical hit. Anything 20 or higher is a critical hit. So he gets to roll twice. And out of the 2, he gets a 5 as the highest dice. 7 minus the 5, the archer is at 2 HP left. So Nereus' arc is going to take advantage of that landed hit to use his drone that he gets to use once per round, firing, getting 3 free damage on that guy, and that destroys him completely, leaving the good guys victorious. And there you have it, another issue in the bag. I hope you got something out of this. I always do. This took me a very long time to make this video. There were a couple of mistakes in there, but I hope you get the general idea of what Lancer combat is like between the mechs. It is very tactical and very heavy, but it's also very fun and it moves quickly. I highly recommend this game. We did a test battle with my group already before our campaign starts. We're going to start the campaign in January, and I will be doing videos of each session. They will be edited videos. They will not be full 4 hours game sessions. They will be about 20 to 30 minutes with just the action. Hope you enjoy it. Please, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you have questions or comments or suggestions on how to make my videos better, please leave a comment below. I do respond as quickly as possible, and I do take every single comment to heart. Thank you again for your support and for watching my videos. I very much appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one.